Grandest and Grandettes, what's happening? So Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is released. I know what you're thinking. Why is he watching this kid-ass movie? We'll get into it right after this.
Play hard, grind hard, stay hard, know we stay out, make your way out, but I just can't stop, won't stop hustling.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2 stars Idris Elba, Jim Carrey. You got Colleen on Slaughterhouse. You got Tamika Sumter. You got Jason Madison. Or Marston, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce his name correctly. You got Shamar Moore in there. You got Natasha Rothwell. The who's who of people, in this movie. You got obviously the voices of Sonic. Now we got a new addition, Tails and Knuckles. And listen, I didn't realize how excited I was to see this movie until I was just like, yo, I need something to do today. And I was like, yo, kids, y'all want to go see Sonic? And I was hoping they said yeah, because honestly, I wanted to see it. Because I did enjoy the first one. And I remember the first one had a whole big thing with how Sonic looked originally. You remember they had him looking super cheesy. I don't know if that footage is still out there, how he looked. The CGI, he looked crazy. But they listened to the fans and they held off and they wound up releasing it. And the first one was a lot of fun. It was a decent movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. This time around, can lightning strike twice? Or should I say 3 times with the addition of Tails? And we got Knuckles. And I had no idea Knuckles was played by Idris Elba. I didn't really follow the trailers too much. I remember watching it and seeing, oh, they got Knuckles in there. Oh, they got Tails in there. I'm like, okay, cool. But I didn't know that Idris Elba voiced him until right before the movie. They had like the cast talking, and they were talking about the movie, and I was just like, Idris Elba in this movie? And then when I'm listening, I'm like, oh, Knuckles is Idris Elba. I'm like, why didn't I know that? And he does a fine job. You see Jim Carrey returns to his role. He was exiled by Sonic last time, so he's like on the mushroom planet. And listen, this is what I loved about the movie. I love all the video game incorporations that they put into this movie. There's so many Easter eggs and little just nuances that, oh, that's from the video game. Oh, I remember that. Oh, that planet is from there. Oh, that's from there. They got the super mega Dr. Eggman robot suit at the end. It's just a bunch of things. And listen, I'm not trying to spoil it for you, but I mean, all the stuff is in the trailer, so I'm not really spoiling it too much. They got the and they're looking for an emerald, which is a classic Sonic. That's like the whole premise of Sonic 2. That's the only Sonic I really remember that I played a lot, was the second Sonic. Anybody that knows Sonic knows that was the OG Sonic. And at the end, you see an Easter egg, which is another reference to that Sonic. So I always thought that was pretty dope. I love how they did Tails. He was like the tech guy, super brainy. He was a fan of Sonic, and he found him, and their relationship blossomed. I love the character arc of Knuckles. They're not just fighting to fight. There's a reason why he's fighting, or he's trying to fight Sonic. And we learned that it has to do something with the first one, how Sonic was raised, the people he was raised by. So it wasn't just like, oh, I hate this person because he's a different color and he's like a weaker person of my species. They're actually not the same species. It's a backstory to it. So I honestly dug that. They could have dug into Tails a little bit more, I feel like, versus him just being a fanboy and then finding Sonic. But hey, it is what it is. It wasn't that time for it. Aside from the characters, Sonic obviously does a good job. He's growing into his role more as, being a kid, but also he wants to be a superhero against the will of his parents. So he's out doing vigilante missions, and he's not really too good at it yet. So he's making a mess and causing chaos. But Jim Carrey, I think, did a hell of a job in this role as always. Super funny. Him and Knuckles teaming up. Knuckles was, I love how they play that he wasn't of this world, and he didn't just come in fitting, and he's trying to figure it out still. And they trying to play like he's an idiot. He's not an idiot. He's a warrior. He's a soldier, and he's not from this world, so he doesn't get certain things certain little references and little human things we do. He don't really understand it because he's just a soldier. Also love, aside from my characters, I love the human side of it was two of my favorite people from two different shows. You got Natasha Rothwell, who plays Kelly on Insecure, who by far is like my favorite character on Insecure. She's the comic relief, but she also is the heart and soul of the characters on Insecure. Shout out to her. And then one of my favorite a favorite TV show in my household, a staple, is SWAT, which is Shamar Moore's show. And to see him like in a live action movie, I don't think I've ever seen him in one before. If I have, it's been a while. So hopefully this opens up a door for him. I could see him being in the next what's that movie with Sylvester Stallone and Arnold and all those characters? It's like a bunch of them. 50 Cent's supposed to be the new one. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Post it in the comments. I'm bad. You know I'm bad at remembering stuff. But yeah, I loved his character and I loved their dynamic, and she's getting married and he's supposed to be the husband, and then it's a whole little twist with his character. But I just thought that was dope, man. She was the comic relief, and it was good seeing Hondo kind of stepping outside of his role, and then you like, oh, he's not really too far-fetched, but it is a different spin on it. But I just enjoyed seeing them, outside of their respective shows and just in this movie and taking on more of a just a different approach to their characters that they already had established. Tamika Sumter and I feel like James Marsden, who plays Tom and Maddie respectively, I felt like their characters didn't really have too much to do in this movie, especially this one scene where Sonic and the crew, Sonic and Tails, are fighting the bad guys at the end, and they're just pretty much traffic control, and there's nothing for them to do. But then it's just like, oh, let's give them something to do. Let's have them jump in his car, and then they got to help Sonic out. Like, they're human. Like, it wasn't really nothing, but we understand why they're there. They're Sonic's parents. I love the little twist at the end. I loved it. Dr. Eggman Sidekick too. He just had this loyal fanboy. His sidekick from the first one. He was just still there waiting for him. That was like his whole life's mission. Once he found out he's back, everybody get out the coffee shop. I'm like, this is hilarious. Listen, thoroughly enjoyed this. You know how I'm a music guy. I rate everything with microphones just because I'm a music guy. So out of 5 mics, I'm gonna get this Sonic. I'm gonna get this a 2.5. It's not by far. It's not a classic movie, but I think it's really enjoyable. And listen, I don't even think it's 2.5. Is if you look at the old Source magazines, that's where the microphone rating system came from. You understand 2.5 was good. That wasn't bad at all. People used to think it. Oh no, he got 2. No, that was good. It's not a classic. 5 is a classic. I don't think it's a classic movie. 4 was a great movie. 3 was above average movie. I don't think it's above average, but I think it's good. So it's a 2.5. It's a decent movie. Let me know what you guys think about it. Post your comments below. Did your kids like it? Did you eat a lot of popcorn and goodies at the movie like I did? And as always, peace, love, and prosperity. I go by the name of the Black Abstract. Thank you.